Hello everybody, Yalancy Peterson here, Ride with Peterson. Today it is Monday, January 15th, 2018. It is 10:14 in the morning. And this is the video that I promised for the proof of income. I was challenged by one of my subscribers to prove that I can generate $1,800 a week driving on Uber Select, Uber Black, and Uber Lux. That was the requirement. He couldn't see any rides from any other source, such as UberX, Uber Pool, or Uber XL. No problem, since all I do is Select, Black, and Lux. And so he wanted to see the ratings. He says, hey, the income. He says, hey, you're BSing people. You know, put up or shut up. So since he caught me at a good time of the week, I said, you know what? I'll do this right now. I have to thank him for the challenge. And the reason why is because had he not challenged me, I wouldn't have made the money. I already know it. I wouldn't have done it, because I would have let other things in my life distract me and do this and do that or so. But this was a fascinating week to do it. I focused on it as best as I could. There were other things going on that I did have to address, but ultimately I came very close to the goal. Now, I'm going to show you the results in a second, but there were a couple of times where it was very difficult for me to actually hit the goal. I learned a lot this week. And it was fun too. I liked the motivation. I hadn't been pushed this hard since I first learned how to be a bus operator. This is really great. But I did learn some things that proved true that I have been saying in my videos for all this time, that you have to be consistent. But the other thing is, you really do have to be focused. Sunday in particular was a day where I needed to be really focused. Even though it was easier on Sunday because today is King Day, and normally rides drop off after 8 p.m. on Sunday, but because it was a 3-day weekend, people were out celebrating on Sunday like they do on Saturday. It was very fascinating. Also, in other words, when you look at the days, Sunday behaved like Saturday, Saturday behaved like Sunday. Another thing was I had a private client on Sunday, and so my income was half of what it usually would be on a Saturday. I made less than $200 on Saturday, but I had a private client that day, and so it was, worked out. But for purposes of trying to hit the $1,800, I did what I could on Saturday. So without further ado, here goes the video. So as you see, I'm starting on a fresh screen with Uber with the app starting up. So there's nothing else on the screen. And this is a separate phone I use. I have a phone that I use specifically for Uber alone. I don't have any other apps on the phone other than the Fare Pilot, and I don't use Fare Pilot because it doesn't work well with Uber Select. Okay, so as you can see, it says today's total is, I did one trip, I did 0.21 hours, but you'll notice it's at $0. And why is that? The reason why is because if you take a trip at 3:59 in the morning, that money will be applied to last week's total. I had a trip this morning that started at 3:54, I believe. 3:54 this morning. It was a trip to LAX, and that trip helped me get close to my particular goal that I wanted to reach today. My goal was actually $1,600. I realized about maybe 5 or 6 yesterday afternoon that I would not hit $1,800 unless some big things happened between the hours of 12 and 2, and generally between 12 and 2 nothing happens. In this particular case, between 12 and 3 I got no calls whatsoever. So West Hollywood tends to not be too favorable to me anymore. It used to be, but now. Okay, so anyway, some little housekeeping stuff, so you know this is me, and this is my account. So I'm gonna click over to account. You'll see that this is my picture I have on my YouTube account. On my Uber account, and this is my car, the BMW 7 Series. And you click on the driver profile, and this is what the customers will see when they pull me up. And as you can see, you can go to the website, and these are some of the rider compliments that I have received. You know, I could make another video for that, but that's not the purpose for this right now, but just an idea of what some people you know, say about me. All right, so let's see, ratings page. You want to know about the ratings? Here we go for the ratings. 4.97, 96% acceptance rate, 4% cancellation rate. Yes, I have been canceling rides because some people, they ain't getting it out there. So yeah, I wouldn't cancel, but this week I had to start canceling. Let's see, and just check out the total number of rides I've done so you can see, you know, where I am as far as those stats are concerned. So this is everything as of 10:21 a.m. on Monday, January 15th. I haven't done a trip yet today, beginning at 4 a.m. I haven't done anything because I had to sleep. All right, so here's the money. Okay, as you can see, I made nothing today. We're going to go to what was done last week. And last week, for January 8th through 15th, I made $1,598.18. We're going to go into that week so you can see the analysis. Now, as you go down, you'll see costs. That is how much I spent on fuel, a couple of car washes, and treats. Because I blend in treats and car washes with my fuel card. Now, why it's $241.77 versus just $200 with the limit is, I have no idea why that is, but hey, that's what was put on the card. All right, so the actual amount I took home is the estimated total, which is $1,356.41. And the reason why this is important is because my total earnings was $1,598, but I still need gas to drive the car. And you know, it helps to have a little bit of food, and it helps to have a clean vehicle every once in a while. So there you go. I was online for 68 hours, 29 minutes, and I did a total of 61 trips, and I did 2 destination trips. The only destination trip I do that I plug into Uber is to LAX. I'll look for someone who is usually in a spot north of Olympic Boulevard, and I will drive from Olympic Boulevard to LAX. Usually I will get those rides. I'll use the destination filter if I'm in Beverly Hills, the Palisades, or Malibu. All right, so, and these are the daily trip earnings for the week. So as you can see, Monday was $200.75. Tuesday was $175.37. Wednesday was $135.36. Thursday was $278.22. Friday was $301.41. Saturday was $142.93, and Sunday was $364.24. All right, so now let's go into what happened for each day. I think you saw the earlier video where I did the trips for both Monday and Tuesday, and the challenge started on Tuesday. So we go. This is for Monday, January 8th, and see, I made $10 in tips. I was online for 10 hours, 53 minutes. I made 8 trips. And as you can see, every single trip is either select or black. The first trip was at 7:15, black. 12:28 p.m., black. 3:43 p.m., select. 7:27 p.m., black. 7:44 p.m., black. 9:45 p.m. black, 10:14 p.m. black. Okay, that was for Monday, January 8th. Let's go back. Let's go to Tuesday. Now, Tuesday is normally a slow day for me, so I'm not really surprised by the number I had here. But, and the reason why is, if you remember, I did 10 hours and 54 minutes on Monday. This day was 9 hours and 38 minutes, and I did 7 trips. So you go to the very first trip, 6:34 a.m. was black, 9:11 a.m. black, 2:25 p.m. was black. You'll notice there's a huge gap in the time between 9:11 and 2:25. I think I was either eating, or I was one of my distractions, or I was sleeping. One of those three or so like that. But Tuesday is normally a lazy day for me because I just don't get that many rides on Tuesday. Black on 3:59 p.m., black on 4:22 p.m., select on 5:11 p.m., select at 6:46 p.m. I forgot what happened on Tuesday after 6:46 p.m., but it was significant enough that I had to go offline for the remainder of the day. I think I just went to sleep because I wanted to reset myself for Wednesday. Speaking of which, Wednesday, January 10th, I did 7 trips. Now, this was a disappointing day for me, but something else happened on this day too. I forgot what it was. Only did 7 trips. 3:19 p.m., 4:24 p.m., 4:46, 9 p.m., 10:19 p.m., and 2:16 a.m. All select and black. Now, one thing I could tell you, my number of black trips has been higher this week for some reason. Normally, I don't have this many black trips, but I received a lot of Uber black trips this time. But one thing you will notice, there aren't that many Lux trips. I generally receive 2 to 3 Lux trips a week. It's kind of an oxymoron. I'm driving in a car that qualifies for Uber Lux, but I'm not getting any Lux trips. And the reason why is because Uber is not accepting new Uber Black partners. In order to come on board as a new commercial partner for Uber, you must have an Uber Black vehicle. I was given an opportunity to drive this brand new 7 Series for Uber Black, Uber Lux, and Uber Select. I decided to take advantage of it. I figured, hey, if I'm going to spend all this money on a vehicle, because I was looking at deals that were offering me an Uber Black qualified cars for similar money I pay for this vehicle. I said, you know what? And my car's brand new too. I'm taking advantage of the brand new car, because at the end of the day, the money's got to be paid. All right, so let's go to Thursday. Thursday, things improved a bit. This is when I got into the spirit of the challenge. So 5:10 a.m. Uber Black. Now, I'll tell you one thing about the airport trips in the morning. And this was not an airport trip. I can tell just by the amount that was done on it. Because normally my airport trips are a minimum of $40. The airport trips take effect best for me. I don't know about anybody else in Select and Black and Lux, but for me, my airport trips happen on Mondays and Tuesdays. However, Tuesday was interesting because Tuesday was when the rains started, and Wednesday was when it was particularly bad, especially up north. You know, I have a couple of clients in Santa Barbara, and you know, when I finally got around to seeing the pictures, I'm still heartbroken by the whole thing. You know, I can't even get up there. Actually, I can get up there. It's a 4-hour delay, a 4-hour detour to get into the area, but it's a long detour. Whew, Lord, I'm still thinking about just the level of destruction. It's amazing because I'm looking at areas of road that I drove on, and it's now I put my car there, and there's another 3 feet of mud on top of that. It's absolutely amazing. All right, so let's get back to the numbers. Uber Black 5:10 a.m. Uber Select 5:52 a.m. Uber Select at 10:02 a.m., but it was a cancellation, so I got my $7.50 for that cancellation. The rider canceled on me. Uber Black at 10:19 a.m. Uber Black again at 10:50. Uber Select at 11:18 a.m. Uber Select at 11:44 a.m. Uber Black at 11:56 a.m. Uber Black at 1:47 p.m. Uber Black at 1:21 a.m. You'll notice that there's a huge gap, a 12-hour gap, in fact, between 1:47 p.m. for Uber Black and 1:21 a.m. for another Uber Black call. I do not remember what happened, but it was probably another one of my distractions, or I went to sleep. So hey, there you go. 10 hours, 33 minutes online, 9 trips that I made on that day. On Thursday was $278.22. Okay. Let's do Friday. Now, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to have you look at the numbers so you can see this for yourself, because this video is getting long. There's my one Uber Lux ride right there at 9:20 p.m. And to tell you the truth, on this particular trip, you won't believe it. This trip was literally I'll just go into it so you can see it for yourself. This trip was only 1 mile. It was nothing, 6 minutes. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you got the Uber Lux. Now here's when all my select trips started picking up again on Friday. But again, you see how all those trips worked out there. Okay, so again, this is for Friday, January 12th. Online for 11 hours, 37 minutes. I took 11 trips. This is for Saturday. This is the day where I had the private client, and it was a very fascinating private client too. So I was only online on this day for 5 hours and 42 minutes, made 5 trips. And these are all the trips right here. It all fits on one nice little screen so you can look at everything. This client here at 5:18 p.m., that's the one that became a private client. Okay. And then I basically went offline for the rest of the night. And here's the big kahuna, which was yesterday, just a few hours ago. Online for 12 hours, 5 minutes, 14 trips total, $364.24, $4.03 in tips. That's a weird number, but hey, that's what it is. Now, and there's my second Lux trip for the week. See, like I told you, 2 to 3 Lux trips a week. That's how it is. Let's go down to the very bottom. My first trip was at 2:18 p.m. I had an errand to run, a very long errand to run for a very good friend. She appreciated my help. That was I started at 2:18 p.m. that day. I was up at 9. I was up at 7 o'clock Sunday morning. But I didn't get started on Uber until 2:18 p.m. and I worked all the way through. And what I did on this date, I did 2 very important things. First, I turned off my personal phone. I had to. It was necessary because I had to remain focused. And secondly, I persevered for 12 hours because I had a little bit of sleep deprivation, and I didn't take an energy drink. I'm learning that the new energy drink I used, it isn't helping me like I thought it would. I'm starting to still have the muscle pain, so I'm no more energy drinks. That's just how it is, because it hurts when I drink them. So no more coffee, no more tea, no more energy drinks. I'm just, hey, if I don't get enough sleep, I just have to deal with it. All right. But here's the numbers, so you can see I had a busy day. This day was a good day. It was. But I'll tell you, my performance on this day was similar to what I would do on a Saturday. And as you can see, I can tell you this. If you look at this last trip at 10:26 p.m., and then you go all the way to 3:32 a.m., in the area that I service, it is dead for trips, at least for me, between those hours. I did not think I would get these last two trips. Oh, and finally, this is the last trip I was telling you about, the Uber Black trip that happened at 3:53 a.m. Uber, what they do when it comes to computing when your trip is logged, they record the time you accepted the trip. So as long as you record a trip, as long as you accept a trip at 3:59 a.m. or earlier, you will be paid for that trip on your week's salary, on your week's check. It will not roll over to next week. That's why this particular trip is so important, because without this trip, I would not have gotten to nearly $1,600. My goal was to hit $1,600 for the whole week, but I'll tell you, one of the things that I've noticed about me is my goals always end up like this. I always end up coming within $2, $5, $10 shy of my goal, hoping for that one trip that will push me over the cliff. And this is how it is. I'm like, my goal was $1,600, and I came within $2 of the trip. So in summary, first day was $200 on Monday, $200.75. Tuesday was $175.37. Wednesday was $135.36. Thursday was $278.22. Friday was $301.31. Saturday was $142.43. Ironically, Saturday was my worst performing day on this week here, and yet Saturday is supposed to be the busiest day. And Sunday, $364.24. So there you go. Now, here is the interesting thing, and I want you to check this out. Let me see. Get my other phone. We're gonna do some averages here, and I'll tell you what my average earnings were for the week. I'm glad I got multiple phones here, because this works out very nicely. Okay, so all I gotta do is just take the number here, 1598.18, and you divide that by 7 days. My average earnings was $228.31. So if I take that, I was off the mark by $121.68. So there you have it. There you go. Two things I've taken away from this trip, and I'm going to apply this for future weeks, and I will post another video because I will achieve that $1,800. Actually, I did achieve the $1,800. That money came from private clients. It's not recorded on this video because of that. I made $100 from one client because I sat and I waited for them after I did the trips in Manhattan Beach and drove them back to Beverly Hills. And then there was the work that I did for my friend Cynthia. So I did make $1,800, but not all of it was in Uber. Okay, so I hope this video makes you happy. I will make another one, and you will see $1,800 on that video. Take care. Have a good one.